Hey, what's up? Jeff here. Just want to talk to you real quick about what we see in the market right now before New Year's. I made a video a couple days ago, I think like 2 days ago, saying, hey, I expect everything to kind of take some dips. We could see some different things with the DAOs, but I think everything's probably going to be sort of dippy because a lot of people are closing out bad positions. Now, what do we see now? We see a good substantial little pullback on pretty much the majority, if not almost everything in the markets. And so a lot of the questions then arise of like, okay, well, where's the bottom? It's like timing the bottom is very, very difficult, even for someone that is really in depth on TA. And unless, I mean, if you know the secret sauce and somebody's watching this and you're like, yeah, I know how to time it perfectly, let me know. Would love to learn that. And so it brings us back to our fundamentals. Like, what are we doing? We are dollar cost averaging, right? We're doing our research. We're picking projects and coins that have real, actual world use that long term should be going up, unless you're trying to day trade, right? And then you're getting into all the TA type stuff. And sure, you can make some money doing that, but keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. I'm not saying you should do one or the other or anything for that matter. This is just for entertainment purposes. But what I found is if you do your research on what you're actually investing in, then you dollar cost average, okay? So maybe you buy here and then you buy there and everything in between, then more than likely you're going to come out on top. Now, keep in mind, that doesn't mean you should just be in one thing, right? It's not like I put everything into this one token, this one project. I don't like that. I want to diversify, because guess what? You're going to have losses. I see a lot of people, they start getting into crypto and investing and all this different stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, I had this one bad experience, and so now I'm going to stop. And I will tell you, as someone that has been there, done that, that's pretty much a terrible strategy, because it's like back in 2017, I was or 2016, 17, I was investing in crypto, and market kind of took a tumble, and then I was like, oh, this is not good. And then I got emotional about it, and so I just kind of like left what I had in there, and I just didn't buy any more crypto for a little bit. Okay. And looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed out on so much because I was being emotional about it instead of just being logical and going, okay, well, cool. Yeah, it's gone down. Yeah, that kind of feels bad because, my USD value of my portfolio has gone down. But instead of freaking out about that, I'm just going to keep dollar cost averaging. I'm just going to keep buying here. I'd have a lot more money today if I had been doing that. And so we just have to learn these lessons and think more logically versus thinking emotionally about how we're investing in these different things. So again, you do your research, you figure out something that is worth investing in. That doesn't mean you can't make day trading money on something goofy. You can do that, believe me. But for my flavor, I prefer, okay, hey, this thing I think is something that's going to be good long term, dollar cost average, and wait it out. And if you really want to get into, okay, set some stop losses. You can have some stop losses if you want to get into that. But also, one thing I see a lot of people not doing is they're not taking profits when things are good. They want to keep their money in there when things are really, really good. And then when things start to get bad, then they want to start selling it all. And that is a really, really, at least from my experience, that is not a good strategy. Okay. When things are going good, when they're going up, that's when you start drawing some profits. Start drawing some profits then with expectation like, hey, at some point there's going to be probably a significant pullback. It's just how crypto goes. And if you want at that point, then you buy some more. So dollar cost averaging, taking profits, these are the things that you can start doing that are going to enable you to not freak out so much about the market when it does have these little drops like we're seeing right now. And again, a lot of people are just closing out bad positions because it makes sense tax wise. So what's going to happen is you're going to see the markets start to bleed. And then in the new year, you're going to see people start to put their money back in. Now, what I kind of like is I think a lot of people they're not going to put their money right back where they had it before. They're going to put it into the stuff that they're interested in the moment. Now, that's not everybody, but there's going to be a lot of people probably that start to put the money back into things that they're sort of interested in, which at the moment, I think the DAOs are something that's kind of interesting to people. And so I think that those sorts of vehicles are going to possibly get a lot more influx of funds than we saw here. Well, currently it's like everything's bleeding, right? But I do think in the new year, everything's going to have an uptick, and whatever's interesting at the time will probably have more of an uptick than the money just going back into the stuff that it was in prior when people were closing out bad positions. So I think maybe even around January 5th or so, we'll probably start seeing some money start to flow back in. It could be right at January 1st. I'm sure some people will do that. But I think the first several weeks are going to be pretty critical in when it comes to people putting money back into the market. And I'm just saying the 5th because, I think everybody right at the beginning of the year, people are kind of still like coming out of the lull of Christmas, New Year's, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just saying the 5th is like, okay, that's usually when a lot of people are just sort of like, okay, we're back to regular life. So that's just my thoughts. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think the market's going to do in the new year and why? And then also, hey, like if you like this content, if you like crypto content, and also I do some different types of topics. I've got podcasts that I run and whatnot, and we usually focus on anything that involves life, being able to live more freely, and just stuff that makes us more happy and better as human beings. So be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, y'all. Stay safe out there and have some fun while you're at it.